Jon Benet Ramsey, what happened to her remote viewing psychic reading? So little beautiful Jon Benet, such a sad story, and one that has got many people wondering what happened to her. So let's get into it. This video is for entertainment purposes only. It's just information I've picked up through a reading. I very well could be wrong, and it's not factual information, so always use your discernment. So I am definitely familiar with this case. I've watched some documentaries. I've seen there's a new one out, but I've not watched that yet. I always intuitively felt that the parents did not do this, but I was definitely open to being wrong when I looked into this. But when I looked into this, I was definitely shocked by what I seen. So let's get into it. So what I seen when I remote viewed was I seen a male carrying Jon Benet down the stairs in our home. And when I looked into who this male was, I got through that it was a family friend, a very close friend of the family who had a key to the house. So someone that lived nearby. Again, all alleged. What I got through was that the parents had been given something in their drink to make them sleep. So they slept through the whole thing. So I seen this male who was familiar to Jon Benet coming to get her out of her bed and carrying her down the staircase and leaving the house with her. So I was shocked when I seen that. I always just thought that she'd been unalived in her house, but I seen this male family friend leaving the house with her, going to a house nearby where there was satanic rituals taking place. Now, this is incredibly sad because this is the life of a beautiful young child. And to be honest, it was pretty horrible what I seen. So I seen her being unalived in this ritual and then returned to her home and placed in the basement. Now, in regards to the ransom note that was written, there was a lot of speculation that Patsy wrote this ransom note because it was very similar to her handwriting. But what I had actually seen when I looked into this was the whole thing was staged to make it look like it was the Ramseys that done it. When I tuned into to Jon Ramsey, because he's still alive, I felt genuine grief when I tuned into him. I do believe that he was shattered by what happened to Jon Benet. I do believe he loved Jon Benet. The people that he was involved with business-wise and friends, so the friends that he had, this friend is involved in a secret society as well from what I've seen. But when I checked if Jon had involvement in secret societies, I wasn't seeing that. I could be wrong, but I wasn't seeing that. However, Jon was aware that the friend had some very powerful friends, and I do believe that they know that Jon and Patsy know who did this to their daughter, and that was the reason why they were not forthcoming with the police, because they actually feared for their own safety. They had an idea of what these people were involved in, and they knew what would happen to them if they spoke up. So that's why they weren't very forthcoming with the police. Now, probably one of the most horrifying things I've seen, apart from what happened to poor little Jon Benet, was that the person who did this to Jon Benet was actually present in the house the next day when little Jon Benet was found in her basement. Now, when I seen this scene unfolding and I seen Jon finding her in the basement, I seen the grief pouring out from him. Absolutely shattered to find his daughter like that. The person who was there who did this also did a good job of completely contaminating the crime scene as well. So that's why the whole police investigation and everything was awful, because there was secret society ties involved in this. So some of the police would have also been involved in these secret societies, so therefore purposefully wrecked the investigation. Now, whether Jon and Patsy knew 100% who did this to their daughter. I do feel they do, but whether that's been confirmed to them or not, I feel like it's suspicions on their part more, but they know in their hearts who did this, and that's why they kept quiet. But as I've said, I do feel like their grief is genuine. This family friend had been abusing little Jon Benet as well previous to the unaliving. There would be plenty of occasions for this person to do this because they were constantly around the Ramseys. They were always in each other's homes. So there would have been plenty of occasions for this to happen. And little Jon Benet wouldn't have screamed when this person came into the home because she knew this person. She was very familiar with them. This is just an incredibly devastating story all round. And when I looked into little Jon Benet now, I just seen her with angel wings, happy and at peace. Oh, and also going back to the ransom note, the amount on the ransom note was very specific, and it was specifically related to the bonus that Jon Ramsey had that year. Now, the reason that was the case is because this person knew how much Jon got as a bonus. So again, it was all set to try and frame the Ramseys for what happened. And it worked because so many people think the Ramseys did it. Do believe the DNA evidence that cleared them as well, but still people think that they did it. As I've said, intuitively, I didn't feel that they did it, but honestly, I'm always open to being wrong when I go in and look at these things. But the fact that it was a family friend, I didn't see that one coming, and I was definitely shocked by what I seen. So yeah, rest in peace, beautiful little Jon Benet. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.